here what nice. I moved on. That's my question. Somebody knows. We were twins, so.
It's 3:30. I'd like to call the County Board of Commissioners meeting together. If you could rise, please, for an invocation. Lord, we wish to thank you for the easy winter and the beginning of a great spring here in Muskegon County. We want to thank you as well, or give our condolences to those folks last week who suffered a whole series of tornadoes in the south. Give us the energy of spring to make the decisions that will affect and make life better for all of our citizens. And as always, watch over those who protect us both here and abroad. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Collins.
Here.
Commissioner Cross.
Here.
Commissioner Berezinski.
Here.
Commissioner Engel.
Here.
Commissioner Jagger.
Here.
Commissioner Longmire.
Present.
Chairman Mahoney.
Here.
Commissioner Plummer.
Here.
Commissioner Stolnick.
Here.
Commissioner Snyder.
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins. Here. 11 present.
The quorum. Next is the approval of the agenda. Add one thing to my report. I see as an appointment from the city of Muskegon to the land bank authority.
Move the agenda be approved as amended.
Second. Second to approve the agenda as amended. Any others? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carries. 6, approval of the minutes from February 28, 2012.
So move their approval.
Second. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the February 28, 2012 meeting. Any corrections, concerns? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a series of 3 public hearings. I'd like to have a motion to open a public hearing on the resolution for the upgrades of Patterson Park.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded to opening a public hearing on the resolution for the upgrades of Patterson Park. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. We are now in a public hearing for the upgrades to Patterson Park. Anyone in the public wishing to comment on those? Seeing none.
Move the hearing be closed. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Snyder, seconded by Commissioner Engel to close the hearing on the upgrades of Patterson Park. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried. B, we will be soliciting public comments on the resolution for upgrades to Minor Park.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Snyder, seconded by Commissioner Engel to open a public hearing for public comment on upgrades to Minor Park. All those in favor?
Just one question. I wondered if there was any correspondence either to the administrator or the clerk on any of these public hearings? Okay, thank you. I wouldn't want to ignore that.
Thank you for your attention. All those in favor of opening the public hearing signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Anyone in the public wishing to comment on the upgrades of Minor Park?
Move the hearing be closed. Second.
Moved and seconded to close the hearing on the comments of Minor Park. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. And finally, the public hearing on the upgrades to Pioneer Park.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wilkins, seconded by Commissioner Wilkins. Upgrades. Public comments on the upgrades for Pioneer Park. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Anyone in the public wishing to comment on the upgrades to Pioneer Park? Seeing none.
The motion to close the public hearing.
Seconded by Commissioner Longmire to close the public hearing on Pioneer Park. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Public hearing is closed. Now we're to item number 8, public comment on an agenda item. Anyone in the public wishing to comment on an agenda item? Seeing none, moving forward, there are some communications from Muskegon County and Oceana County. Committee reports. Courts and Public Safety, Commissioner Schneider.
Mr. Chairman, the Courts and Public Safety Committee met on March 6, 2012. It was recommended that I move CPS 12/03-12-17.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Schneider and seconded by Commissioner Collins to accept the Courts and Public Safety Committee report on March 6th. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Cross?
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Jaeger?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins? Yes. Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
And Chairman Mahoney?
Yes. 11 yes, motion carries. Commissioner Snyder?
That completes the report of the Courts and Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Commissioner Snyder. Commissioner Plummer, for Human Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On March 6, 2012, the Human Resources Committee met. I move HR 12/03-12, HR 12/03-13.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Plummer and seconded by Commissioner Cross to accept the Human Resources Committee recommendations of March 6th. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Jaeger?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins? Yes. Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Cross?
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney?
Yes. Motion carries.
And that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Plummer. Commissioner Collins.
Mr. Chairman, the Ways and Means Committee met on March 1st, 2012. As recommended, I move WM 12/03-24 through 28.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Collins, seconded by Commissioner Snyder to accept the Ways and Means Committee report on March 1st. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Jaeger?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins? Yes. Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Cross?
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski?
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney?
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the report of the Ways and Means Committee.
Thank you, Commissioner Collins. In my report, the first part is a possible tour of Northern Tool. I talked to Mr. Olson. I have 2 dates possible. I wanted to check with you to see which one would be most appropriate for us. Either April 3rd or April 5th at about 1:30. April 3rd or April 5th? Date 1:30, and I'll call and confirm with them. Make it Tuesday. That's the 3rd?
That's the third.
We can do that.
Make it, I'm sorry?
Tuesday the 3rd at 1:30. That's at Northern School.
We have another meeting on Thursday. Make it Thursday.
Thursday, April
Yeah.
5th. Very easy. Roll call and confirm. Make sure that's fine. St. Patrick's Day Parade is the 17th. That's been arranged. Those folks who wish to use the trolley for that parade. Be here at 9.
Be here or at visitors convention bureau.
Starting here, leaving here, but I don't have the time.
It is here.
Yep.
And I have another,
She does run us here at 9, is that correct?
I don't have the time confirmed yet.
we'll find out by Thursday.
Yep.
I'd like to be included.
Okay? Let Lisa know and, or whoever, Lori.
He just did.
City of Muskegon has sent over a person that they wish to have appointed to their position on the Muskegon County Land Bank. That person is Eric Hood. Got a letter from Mayor Warmington confirming that. I'd like to make that appointment. Second. Moving second to accept the appointment of Mr. Eric Hood to the Muskegon County Land Bank Authority Board of Directors. Any discussion?
Do you have anything on qualifications or what he does for a living?
I don't. It came as a recommendation from the mayor of the city of Muskegon, that that's their position. He is a city commissioner. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same, motion carries. I see we have our esteemed treasurer in the audience today. Somewhere. I thought he was waiting. Somebody would like to,
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second. Moved and second to suspend the rules. Commissioner, or treasurer, right, former commissioner, talk about the land bank.
Thank you. Tim Burgess from my office. Oh, sorry.
I know you're anxious. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries.
Tim is passing some flyers out that we put together just to give you a little bit of an idea on the activities of the land bank and so forth. Mr. Chairman and Board of Commissioners, thank you for allowing me to speak today. Actually, I want to speak on two issues. First one is concerning the land bank. And I want to tell you a little bit about what's happening with the land bank, its activities, success, and the future. A few years ago, this Muskegon County Board of Commissioners body approached me as the county treasurer to look into the possibility of starting a land bank authority in Muskegon County. I, as the treasurer, I have the authority as an opt-in county in the state of Michigan as the foreclosing governmental unit to petition the state for that request. After all the paperwork and you setting the policies and the way the authority board should be structured, the state approved the Muskegon Land Bank Authority. The members of the Land Bank Board originally was 7. According to your wishes, there were supposed to be all elected officials. 3 county commissioners, 1 elected person that represents all the townships in Muskegon County, elected by them, 1 member, elected member of the city of Muskegon, and 1 from the city of Muskegon Heights. The reason that those 2 cities are getting a broader representation than the townships is because most of the foreclosed properties come from those 2 entities. Couple, 3 years later, the board decided, and we came to you, and we petitioned the state in order to increase the board to 9 members instead of 7, and we made those members at large. And the reason for that was mostly so we can get more public participation in the activities of the land bank. Prior to all this, 2 meetings were held in Muskegon where every municipality, every treasurer, mayor, supervisor, citizens, and other people were invited, and Michigan Land Bank Authority with Mr. Dan Kildee gave presentations, answered questions, and made sure that everyone understood the role and mission of the Land Bank Authority. I also attended numerous monthly meetings with mayors, supervisors, and municipality boards to inform and answer any questions they might have in regards to the land bank. Today, the land bank has many accomplishments. You, the commissioners, gave the land bank the startup boost of seed money in order to start the process of taking properties and doing the job that I was set to do. We are to sell to qualified and responsible residents, put property back on the tax rolls, and improve all the neighborhoods. I believe with limited resources that we have accomplished much of that, and will continue to do so. With us today, I asked one of those participants that approached the land bank for the purchase of a house, and that's Gail Van Natter. And I would like Gail to come up and just give a couple words about her experience with the authority.
Well, I'd like to say if it wasn't for the Muskegon County Land Bank, I would not be able to give my 6-member family a secure, safe home in a wonderful neighborhood. They have took me step by step through the process. They've been there for me beck and call. I had problems with Norton Shores Water Company. Tony here assisted me tremendously with them. Purchased the home. My kids have made friends in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I had no job at the time. My fiance was working. And they were able to work with us. I mean, I lived in a 2-bedroom home with 4 kids, me and my fiance. And they gave me a 5-bedroom home. It was great, wonderful, and I've turned 2 frames over to them. And I will continue to turn more over as long as they have the houses, because they have worked with you side by side. And I will always, no matter what, bring the land bank out of my name, out of my mouth if anybody needs help.
Anybody have any questions for Gail? Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
Some of the facts on the land bank is, to date, and you have that in your little packets, all-time property held is 140 since the beginning of the land bank. We have sold 77 properties. Properties that are pending on sales right now are 5. Residential properties 30, occupied 27, 2 in rehab process, and others pending. But most importantly, if you look at the next line, taxable value to the county of Muskegon and to the municipalities involved, it's $1.440, $1,440,588 to date annually, every single year. We work with nonprofits in the rehab programs. We perform inspections for CMH to assure safe rentals. Work with local municipalities in land assembly, recovery of fees if fees incurred before foreclosure. Also in your list, you have a list of all the properties that were sold and who they were sold to. Lastly, it is time, after a few years, and the Land Bank Authority Board has come to a point where it's time to repay you back for what you have done to start this thing. We are transferring $25,000 into the county funds on behalf of the land bank. And that's the beginning of repaying the loan that you gave us. So thank you on behalf of the board. We thank you for what you have done. We think it's a very positive thing for Muskegon, and we'll continue working for the betterment of everything. Any questions?
I'm just curious. I noticed a number of these properties were bought by this city of Muskegon Heights and Dalton Township. Were those empty lots?
Not necessarily. Some of the ones in Muskegon Heights is houses that requested in order to demolish them. So we work with all municipalities as long as they're willing to work with us in order to accomplish whatever they need in those properties. Those particular properties were requested by the Heights to go into the land bank for the purpose of demolition.
Okay. And then the ones in Dalton are the same thing?
The Dalton Township, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe is the Dalton owns property adjacent to those. And it only makes sense, those were non-buildable lots. But a lot of absentee landlords were buying over the years and it keeps returning to foreclosure. So they acquired those in order to put them with the land they already own.
I had a concern about those for Muskegon Heights also. Were there any plans for these? Because now they're going back to the Heights. Did they give you any plans of how they're going to develop them or what they're going to do?
Ms. Wilkins, they requested those as they wish to obtain those properties for demolition. I believe it was through their NSP grant. And we were able to obtain them through the auction process, and essentially we got those properties to them just for the cost of taxes alone. So they got an incredible deal on obtaining the properties, and also because they went through the land bank, we were able to process it much more quickly than they would have if they would have gone through traditional means.
Okay, so there are some plans.
To my knowledge, none of those demolitions have taken place yet, but we did what we had to do. The rest of it is up to them now. So you're welcome.
I have just one more question. Tony, are any of these, I noticed there's at least one person that's maybe more than one property. Can people buy these and turn these into rental?
Yes, as long as they're responsible. What we do in those cases, anybody, including yourselves, myself, anybody can put an offer to the land bank authority to purchase these properties. There is no anything against that. What we do is when we get a request, we look at several different things. First of all, we look if they're just homeowners or they were prior homeowners, did they pay the taxes on time? Did they take care of the property they used to have? If they had lost property or foreclosure, then we do not work with them because we're going to have the same problems with these properties. When it comes to landlords, they have a right just like any other citizen in Muskegon County to put an offer on these properties. So we look at the houses that they have. How do they keep them? The right request of what they plan on doing on the property and how long it's going to take them to finish it. So we take all those things in consideration before the board approves it.
The only reason I mention it is because I think the percentage of landlord-owned properties in our urban central cities is probably higher than it should be. You can't restrict people from doing that.
No, we cannot. We don't have that authority. We also work with a lot of nonprofits, like I mentioned, where they make requests on a certain piece of property that we hold, and then they go in there and they do rehab, and either they rent them or they sell it to people, usually low-income people with low interest and so forth. So.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Longnight?
Yes, Mr. Lucianos, just help me to understand. Now, people can, how does the public find out about the land bank first?
Well, it's an entity of the county. It's part of the arm of the county. We are having a website where all the properties are listed on our website. And if they don't have a computer in order to check on those things, the only thing to do is call our office and get any information they want.
So, they call the office, they come in, they see a property, like, they don't go through the traditional banking?
No.
All that?
But what we do is we partner with a company called American Money, And what this company does is, if there's somebody that's down on their luck and they're having a hard time getting financing and so forth, we sell those properties on land contracts on a 3-year balloon normally. And their payments go directly through this company before they come to us. And part of their job and their agreement is that they work with these people, so with the next 3 years, they bring their credits and everything up in order to be able to get regular financing. Is that existing?
Yeah, if I may, you know, this is impressive, the $1.4 million we put back on the tax rolls. And I've been here since the conception of the land bank. Had we not formed this land bank, how long would it take if it, in our lifetime, the properties get back on the tax rolls like this?
Well,
going the old system.
It's hard to tell because with the way, the state used to do all the foreclosures before they had the public auctions. We see in the public auctions, we see a lot of these properties coming back year after year. People that are they're trying to make a quick buck, you know, buy it for whatever they can and then sell it really cheap. They don't usually pay the taxes. And they have 2 years and 1 month in order to go through the process again. And at that time, we see those properties coming back. In the meantime, there's no tax base on those.
And that was our whole goal.
That was one of our goals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I want to come to, if I'm permitted, I want to come to the second part of what I want to say.
Commissioner Jaeger?
This is only a small percentage of the amount of tax, houses coming back on taxes. So.
Yes.
Because most are still going back the traditional way.
Correct.
And them still get back on the tax roll, or, I mean, they're not.
If they sell.
If they sell.
If they sell at the auctions, yes.
Otherwise, they wind up at the state.
No, state winds up back with the local municipality, and if they don't want it, it winds up with us, with the county of Muskegon.
But we don't know that these houses wouldn't have sold on a regular tax sale.
No, we don't.
No. Really, when you have all the wages and everything else in from the land bank, does it make much money doing this, or?
There is no wages. None of us gets paid except the person that we hire, because once we get to a point where we start growing, I couldn't do everything myself like I was doing it before. So Mr. Burgess was hired by the land bank, and he's the only one that gets any wages.
And is that more than, see, I guess where I would go with, how much does this cost us?
It doesn't cost you anything.
Well, his wages cost something. Where does that come
It comes
from?
right out of the land bank proceeds.
Okay.
There's nothing to the general fund.
Anyone else?
May I continue? This is my own words. It's not the land bank words, what I'm going to say next. But I believe that myself and all of the county commissioners and all the other elected officials are public servants. We're elected, we're appointed on different positions to serve this community and the people that put us there. We are to understand the rules that govern us, the issues and challenges that we face, and inform our constituents with the correct facts. We take an oath to serve in the best of our ability without any malice or personal gain. We might not agree with each other from time to time, but we must preserve and honor the institution we call Muskegon County. The Muskegon County Land Bank Authority is part of that institution. We are to lead our employees of Muskegon County by following the same rules we expect them to follow. In the social media policy that you, this body of commissioners, just a few months ago, have implemented to your employees reads as follows. And this is just parts of it. Under transparency, if an employee communicates on the internet about the county and they identify themselves as affiliated with the county, the employee must make it clear that any statement made by the employee are personal opinions and that the employee is not speaking on behalf of the county. Under quality, an employee should refrain from online activity and could reasonably be expected to harm the county's reputation with the public. In closing, I'd like to read an internet statement made on MLive on February 29, 2012, at 5:37 p.m. And I quote, "The land bank needs to go away. They sell houses that are completely destroyed to unexpected people with outdated pictures and tell people, too bad. Just ask the city or the Heights, and sell good houses to public employees." It is signed, Alan Jagger, County Commissioner. Thank you. Unless you have any other questions.
I find it.
Okay. Commissioner Snyder?
I'd just like to make a comment since, in part, I'm responsible along with Tony for the initiation of the land bank. I think it provides a great service. It gets items of property back on the tax rolls. It does other things. It improves neighborhoods. It offers properties that are between existing properties for a reasonable price to get those properties back on the tax rolls. And I think that it has proved to be very beneficial to this community. It started off with a lot of misunderstanding, and I think it's proven itself and proven its worth. It is a viable part of this community, and I'd like to see it continue, and I'd like to see the support of this commission continue.
Thank you.
Commissioner Durazinski?
Well, I absolutely have to agree with John. I think this all started in a golf game, did it not, John?
Sorry you brought that up.
But
Like I always do.
had Tony not grabbed a hold of it and ran with it, I don't think it would be what it is today, and I thank you.
Thank you.
And I too add my congratulations and thanks.
Thank you. As soon as we can, we'll bring the second check in too, so.
Oh, okay.
Always make sure pocket.
Where's the check?
You don't get an actual check, it's a transfer.
I wanted to get a big check.
At least it didn't end up in my mailbox. Okay. I believe we're to Madam Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and County Board of Commissioners. I present to you for your consideration authorized appointment of Cindy McDonald as Interim Director of Nursing Assistant Administrator Clinical Support Services. And I would amend the motion to read February 27th, 2012.
Oh, so let me go back into open session.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tony was so
We unsuspended the rules.
eloquent that we lost track of what we were doing.
Yeah.
Back into regular session.
Commissioner Crosby made the motion to go back into open session, or close or open session. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Now, after much delay, Madam Administrator.
Just a moment.
Morning. Am I in charge? Yes. Mayor Warmington sent some. Yes, we did.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Eric Hood, who's the council person, Muskegon City.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and County Board of Commissioners. I present to you for your consideration authorize the appointment of Cindy McDonald as Interim Director of Nursing Assistant Administrator Clinical Support Services, and have the motion read February 27th, 2012.
So moved.
Second. Moves by Commissioner Durazinski, seconded by Commissioner Longmire to authorize the appointment of Cindy McDonald as Interim Director of Nursing Assistant Administrator. Any questions? Mr. Jager.
Well, this is approximately $75,000 a year, just the wages without all the benefits. Is this the same as what the regular director gets, or is it under that?
This is the cost of the Director of Nursing. So this is the interim, this person will be, we're in the process of a recruitment. The Director of Nursing resigned and left on February 24th. And so we need an interim during the time to fill in, and so we're recruiting for another Director of Nursing.
Yeah, I understand that, but the interim director probably wouldn't make as much as the director you're bringing in.
Right, right. During the time that they're in the interim position, they make the wages of the individual that they're filling.
So I assume the director is paid
Yes,
more than.
yes.
Okay.
Commissioner Cross.
But that particular position, they're basically responsible for everything that goes on in nursing. And
Absolutely.
I mean, they're responsible for everybody under them.
Yes.
So I don't think that's really much to worry about. I mean, it's a big responsibility.
You want
If I may, this is our policy. This is, we're just following our own policies.
Exactly. It's okay.
Nothing new.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Yes. Chairman Mahoney.
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chair and County Board of Commissioners, I present to you for your consideration, authorize the Board Chairman to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund.
And moved by Commissioner Collins, seconded by Commissioner Skolnick. Oh, thank you. Somewhere I lost control. Anyway, to authorize myself to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding in the amount of $50,000. This is the budgeted match. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Yes. Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney.
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chair and County Board of Commissioners, I present to you for your consideration, authorize the Board Chairman to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Recreational Passport Grant Program.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Cross, to authorize myself to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding in the amount of $45,000 for a natural resources passport grant program with our match, which is here in the notice of budget. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Yes. Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney.
Yes.
11 yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and County Board of Commissioners, I present to you for your consideration, authorize the Board Chairman to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, Land and Water Conservation Fund.
Moved by Commissioner Collins, seconded by Commissioner Longmire to authorize myself to sign the resolution authorizing staff to apply for funding in the amount of $50,000, with the county matching $25,000 and the budget. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Yes. Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derazinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire.
Yes.
Chairman Mahoney. 11 yes.
Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam Administrator.
Thank you.
We're now to the part of the agenda, old business. Anybody on the commission wishing to discuss old business? Seeing none. New business. Commissioner Plummer.
Just mention it now that most of us all have laptops. I made a motion at the Community Health Board to have the director to start sending copies of all of our agendas and minutes to everybody, so you can get a better idea where a lot of the money is spent and keep up with what Mr. Snyder and myself and the rest of us are doing over there. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Thank you for the additional information.
Email next.
I thought I was special.
You are.
I wanted everybody to know you.
Okay, thank you. We now have public comment on a new topic. I have a couple of folks who wish to speak. Kalen Reed, if I pronounce that right.
Kellen Reed.
Kellen Reed.
Hello, how are you?
From the podium, give us your name for the record, please.
My name is Kellen Reed, and I live in Muskegon County, downtown in the McLaughlin neighborhood. And I'm here today in response to an article I read in MLive, and the assertion that those who are working for prisoners' rights and accommodations at our county jail somehow that this group had an axe to grind with the local sheriff. I've been made aware since late January that there are prisoners within our county jail who are forced to sleep on their knees due to health issues. They're not being allowed medical access to care. They're being denied blood pressure medications, heart medications for weeks at a time, as well as injuries that have taken place within the jail that aren't being addressed by medical staff. I know that community organizers who are strong organizers within my community who have met with great response from community and have been recognized by our community for their good works, have moved forward towards this, so it isn't just a case of a few people who feel that we should have a humane facility that we are using as a county jail. I am fearful for one of those inmates' lives. It's been, his physician has contacted the county jail and insisted that this could land this man in a wheelchair. He has degenerative arthritis with blood pressure medications not being given and with sleep unavailable, and his longest sleep being 2 hours at a time in a kneeled position. I know that they've moved him out of a cell that was a more heavily occupied cell, but they have also moved him away from video cameras, which were available at that time. And if you could look into the article that was in the Chronicle today, you would see that we have multiple. Now that there is mail allowed out, we have 32 different cases of prisoners who are in need of care within that facility. In addition, with things, plans that are moving forward that I see on your agenda today, I would suggest that with Sheriff Roslick's situation, and this is not an axe to grind, this is a matter of your validity and where you stand on things, that no further powers, money, or any other assets that belong to this community are entrusted to this man, as he is completely unresponsive to the needs of our community and our justice system here. And it paints us ugly all the way around. That's what I'd like to say. And thank you.
Thank you for the information. We have one other individual that's requested time, Mr. Art Bog.
Good afternoon.
So sorry. So sorry.
My name is Art Fogg. I live at 8th and Houston in the Nelson neighborhood. I'm just here to voice my objection to the upcoming relocation of the SS Milwaukee Clipper to Heritage Landing, which seems to fly in the face of good open land planning and open space planning, and for sustainable space usage it just seems like something that just clutters this place. And people in the neighborhood, it's their park. I know it belongs to the county, but it's one of the few open spaces that people in Nelson neighborhood have to go down and enjoy the lakefront. And I'd just like to voice my objection and ask that you carefully consider maybe assisting the people who spent a lot of money to refurbish this ship, find another home for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to address the commission? Anyone else? Not? I have a couple of folks in the audience. Mr. Chuck Woods, from councilperson of the city of North Muskegon, and Mr. Terry Sable, Muskegon County Road Commissioner. I don't know if I missed anybody. If not, I will entertain the motion to adjourn. Moved and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor?
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect, good night.